Welcome to Wisdom of the World. Today I'm going to tell an old Celtic story from Scotland. It's about how to deal with the many challenges that life gives us. It is called The Smith and the Little People, and it goes like this. Once upon a time in Scotland there was a smith, a metal worker, who had a son, a young, healthy, strong son, and the father loved him dearly. One day when the lad was about 14 years old, he fell ill and he stayed in bed and he would not come out, and nobody knew how to heal him. He became skinny and he looked like an old man. Everybody thought he would die soon, but he didn't. And he developed a great appetite. As a matter, his father couldn't get enough food for him. He asked for so much food that his father became a poor man. Now, one day, a wise man came to visit the forge, the smithery, where the father worked. And the father asked why the father looked so sad. And he said, well, it's because of my son. And he told the wise man the story. And the wise man says, I don't think that is your son. I think that is a changeling, a fairy substitute. And the father said, oh, goodness, what do I need to do to save him? And the wise man says, well, you need to do exactly as I say. You'll need to have a lot of courage to stand up to the little people. Can you do that? And he says, well, to save my son, yes. So the wise man says, do exactly what I do. First, we need to make sure he indeed is a changeling of the little people. He says, so you make a big fire next to his bed, huge fire. And then when your son asks you what you are doing, you says, you will see presently. And then when the fire is really high, you pick him up and you throw him into the fire. If it is your son, he will say, please don't, and you will take back. If it is not your son and a changeling, then he will fly away through the roof. And so the father did as the wise man told. And indeed, a big hole in the roof was made, and the boy flew out. So the wise man said, oh good, everything is going as I thought. It is clearly a changeling, and he is taken by the little people. You will have to, when it is full moon, stand outside of that big green hill, which is just a little bit from the village. And you have to wait until a door opens. Then you need to take a sword with you to block the door, and you need to take a chicken in your coat. And then go in and be brave. You'll see a big hall full of little people, and your son will be at the end of it, standing by the fire. And so the father's heart was pounding hard when the night came that he needed to go there, and he went there, and everything was just as the wise man had told. So he blocked the door with his sword so it would stay open, and he walked into that big hall, and people were laughing and singing and drinking. They all asked him, what are you doing here? And he said, I've come to take my son. He can no longer stay here. And they said, no, you can't do that. And just mind you, they were little people. He was big. And they pulled on him, and then finally the rooster, the chicken, came free and started to cuckoo all around. And this created a lot of chaos and confusion, because the little people thought maybe the night already was over and the light would soon come streaming in through the door. So in that confusion, he grabbed his son and he walked him out of the door. And they heard the door go shut and his sword was thrown after him. He got his son that way. And so he took his son back, and really it was his son with his kind and sweet ways. But still, he would just sit quietly in a corner. So much the father thought, oh, the little people may have just as well kept him. One day, a year and a day after all of this, a rich man came and asked for a very fine sword to be made. And the father started and did his best, but he just couldn't make it as good as he thought that the man wanted it. And then, to his great surprise, his son came standing next to him and said, "Father, let me do it." And so he started on it, and he made the finest sword one has ever seen. And after he had done that, the enchantment of the little people slowly went down, and he became his fully strong and healthy son again. And he became the finest sword maker in the whole area, and he became well-to-do again. Now, why am I telling you this story? Because life throws us many, many challenges, whether it is for yourself or your health or your partner or your friend or your children. I firmly believe that if you have the right motivation and with a true interest and love for others, that you will be able to overcome any of these obstacles. You will not give up, and you will find a courage, just like the father in the story, that you didn't know you ever even had. If you have any comments or suggestions for another story, I'm happy to hear them. Thank you.